Hello and welcome. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. Yay! What is Drakenmemoria, you may ask? Well, it's Dungeons & Dragon, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons & Dragon. And yes, as you can notice, there is one less player. Well, that means his soul has left us, and now we are stuck with an undead. No, I mean... no, his character is still with us for a little while, but figured out a way to give him a graceful exit in case he wants to come back in one or two chapters. Depending on the player's decision during the rest of this chapter, he might have a chance next chapter or the one after that.
Or the new campaign when we all die.
Well, yeah, that's the worst possible scenario. But hey, it's still a possible scenario. All right. So, as you can see, it is Dungeons & Dragons. So if this is not something you want to watch, well, you're weird. Because we're here every week. Good luck with something else in your life. If you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, there are suggestions right or the left. Pick one. And have a pleasant whatever part of the day it is for you.
Unless you get off on watching things you don't like, in which case...
That's true. Well, that falls into the other category. You know, if you actually want to be here. Even if you have a love-hate relationship with being here.
Or you're going to the Dungeons and Daddies stream and misclicked.
Okay. That's an interesting concept. Please, no more images in my mind. Stop imagination, please.
What do you mean concept? Well executed concept. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's what I said. It's an interesting concept.
I mean, look, in case you didn't already know, there's like a whole dating sim centered entirely around dating daddies.
Yes, I've seen it. Never played it, but I've seen it. All right.
It's called Dream Daddy.
Yeah.
Just in case
Just in case you guys want, I'll send a link in the chat. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you can buy it on Steam.
Hashtag non-spawn.
Just helping out. Bye, you guys.
Speaking of things you can get on other website, if you like the ambiance, the thunderstorm in the background, ambient mixer, battle maps are with Dungeon Alchemist and World Map Wonder Draft. And you can't get that on any website, although you might, but I think you can buy this one close to where I live, and it's probably a Canadian type of store. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if you actually want to be here, it's a pleasure to have you with us. We hope you'll have a pleasant evening. We hope... Well, we just hope it's going to be fun. That's about it. Anything else to say? Any unwilling sponsor? We already have a video game, but something else? Something to eat? Drink? Hey, we have a new cat.
not
Also another yeah.
Hey.
I got a new kitty.
Yeah. Can your cat sponsor us? He's too far? Okay.
He's a little poor though.
That's okay.
How does this
cats
scratch?
don't give things.
Yeah, they only take.
Oh,
They
no.
fucking give scratches on your arms when they
You
go
got it
feral.
completely wrong. They give you the gift of their presence.
Ah, yes.
Alright, so what happened last episode? The party tried to make its way into the largest abandoned city of the island they are on. Unfortunately, their effort was stopped by a remnant of the past. An arcane ballista left operational hundreds of years ago, as people were fleeing the city. Yeah. Fortunately, someone apparently did not want them to flee the city. But hey,
We're not going to look into that.
No, well, anyways.
We're busy.
You'd have to have a priest who can actually cast Speak with Dead. Then you had find whomever gave that order in the city and cast a spell on him. I don't want to be stuck in this city for 6 months, so... Using all the means at their disposal, they evaluated the limit of the machine and did their best to disable this weapon designed to protect the city against threat much larger than them. And there's no actual thunderstorm. So...
Okay, you hear that? We are absolutely no threat.
That was
DM
just the
said so.
explosion. Yeah, that was just the explosion that happened last
With
session.
bold tactics, which nearly wiped out half of the group, they succeeded and access to the city was finally open to them. Oh yeah, and a anti-bomb plan was devised once more. For those who have been watching us
So
for
ruining
a while,
the fun.
the party has been carrying a very potent bomb for over a year now.
I'd just like to state for the record that I do not subscribe to the ideology of Chekhov's bomb. Sometimes you can have a bomb and not use it.
But like, we have the
What do you
bomb,
mean?
might as well use it.
I don't understand.
What I'm saying is that just because somebody has an explosive device, that doesn't mean that device needs to explode. Sometimes you can have things and let them be there.
But like,
I
but
don't
like,
think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote the dwarves in Warcraft 2 with this. No, Warcraft 3, I mean. And please don't quote this out of context. I don't want the FBI or our equivalent in Canada reaching out to me for this. But what they said in Warcraft 3 was... I love bombs. Bombs are great. I've got one pack with me now. Which is exactly the case of this party right now. And that's good. You know? We don't need to use it.
I've had it with this anti-bomb agenda. Okay.
Well, fortunately, we have one party member who was in favor of the bomb, who no longer is with us for now. So now, yeah, she is alone talking about the bomb.
I gotta once we get a new person, I gotta convince them that bomb is good. Bomb is great, even.
You love bombs.
I mean, hey, bomb favorability has dropped from 80% to 75%. So,
And you know, in World War II, Canadian bombs had a very good reputation. So when you were looking up and you saw a bomb falling on you, if you had a chance to see Made in Canada, you know you were fucked. All right, so enough bomb jokes. That's an interesting place where you could freeze, Fisher. Your frame froze mid-yawn.
I am the button up there.
All right, so now we are left with the group coming back to the train, licking its wound, preparing to enter the city, knowing that the moment they enter the city, there's going to be a zombie horde that's going to start to gather under them and is going to start following them. Fortunately, because of a large explosion near a wall, well, the horde is going to be less menacing, and it's going to take a little bit more time before the horde is impossible to overcome, but right now I believe the train hasn't even started yet. You just got back, and I believe Jorg healed all of you before the stream ended.
Yeah.
Yes.
Audience and
he
Fisher,
blew his healing
you're-
load all over the party.
No. Fisher and audience, your ears are probably just starting to ring less.
What?
You can sort of hear Tobiashi's voice now. And
Damn it.
Wow, rude.
And you think Jorg cast a few spell. You only saw his lips move, and you felt better. This is where you are right now.
Alright.
I know you guys can't hear this, but right now I'm hearing a bunch of dogs, presumably howling at the moon right now.
Alright, Fisher, should we start the train? We should try and probably use the distraction that the explosion sent us before zombies are
That's
grew.
nice.
No, you're all right. You're the only one who actually didn't go there.
Yeah, I'll get the train started.
Okay.
All right. Damn.
Oh, then, Jorg, you should probably short rest so you have animal forms again. In case we need you to fly over to the button.
I think... Are we gonna wait long enough for that?
Well, doesn't the train take 20 minutes to start up?
15 minutes and a short rest is 20. So yeah.
Okay.
Probably it'll take us 5 to get there. So.
Man, your camera, Fisher, is extremely robotic compared to everyone else.
Why?
It's racist against his character.
I am using 2 monitors for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Maybe,
Let's go.
But I don't have anything more open. And
Did you just close one?
Yeah.
no.
Because right now it's a lot better.
Okay.
All right.
Shot in the dark. It's like, do you know like the megabit rate for your cord? Or gigabit?
For like the display cords?
Yeah, just like in case that's possibly causing like any lag issues or something.
I don't.
All right. Well, right now everything's good. You
display
stopped
port
being
for it.
robotic, and your resolution hasn't really improved. So let's go with that.
Okay.
So
Let me know if it changes.
15-minute train slowly starts moving once again. And you see also a few undead gathering around, but the audience actually loves those moments, and he just starts bonking their heads as they try to move up the train, and just watching them and I mean, for you, Remy, it's one of those moments. You've never heard audience giggle, but that's definitely one of those moments where it would make audience giggle. Actually, I'm very curious about how does a dragonborn giggle?
I don't know.
Like, or
Like that one gif of the laughing like gecko or whatever.
I was more thinking because Dragonborn open their mouth to let heat out. Yeah, I guess it'd be kind of. Yeah, that would make
Like
sense.
a hiss?
Wizardy. Yeah, like a hissy giggle. I don't know.
like
Oh, maybe.
Just like like.
Oh, like
A bit-
chattering, like cat chattering.
You know how actually I know a good example. You know how Bert giggled in Sesame Street? Like that. Dragonborns giggle like Bert.
Okay.
This is lore now.
Okay, that's interesting piece of lore from my world. So, Remy, after hearing audience giggle, as he just keeps bonking undead as they're trying to move up the ladder from the ground to the engine.
Somebody remind Rainey when he gets back to the garden to get an audience hand puppet.
Don't you have a puppet? And Kitty's behind. Okay.
Well, Remy sort of has several hand puppet right now. Or is it just the one? I don't know.
Currently just the one,
Okay.
but at this point, like it might be worth investing in some more.
Yeah, one for each member of the party. You're gonna have a puppet show. Alright. Train. So, after 15 minutes, the train starts moving. And just like audience imagined, it takes a little while to get to the side of the city. Then suddenly the tracks starts moving up, and Fisher, you have to push the engine just a little bit more because the walls are a little higher than on the other cities. You can't help but to think, what has changed over the centuries in the other cities? I mean, this city, the way that it is right now, this is how this island was several hundred years ago. When you look down, you see the type of fortification they would do. The walls on this one do seem to be a little bit more fortified than the walls on what is supposed to be the most fortified prison on the island chain, the one on the High Sal. The walls didn't seem to be as thick or as imposing as these walls. Though you didn't pay much attention to defenses on top of these the walls. Looking at where all of these destroyed emplacements are, damn, these places were heavily fortified. I mean, you can make a siege with 6 arcane ballista. This thing easily had dozens of emplacements. Could have repelled an army very easily. Slowly you move up and go over the wall. And start seeing it.
Everybody put their hands up in the air.
Hoping for it to go down, and it's not going down. When you reach the top of the wall, you can see inside of the city. This remnant of the past, this entire city. Streets abandoned in chaos. A picture of how it was when the last person died. Most likely eaten by one of them. Maybe one of them is actually the last person that was killed in this city right now. You easily see the spectacle that Jorg saw before, and Jorg doesn't seem to want to see it again. As you're traveling on top of all of this, you see this flood of zombie, mostly gathered in places where people would have gathered before. Town squares, the inside of yards. Some of them you can actually see through the windows of some of the buildings. Well, some of the buildings have decayed quite a lot over time, and you can actually see inside, and you see someone probably bringing back memories of the city that you entered, the town that you entered. How many people are still locked up behind a door, dead by now and reanimated, waiting for someone to open a door and just swarm them because they took their family with them. You also recognize runners with their very specific scream. One of them seems to notice the train and just go he starts trying to climb the sides of the platform. Large beams made out of sometimes wood, but mostly stone, to make sure that they won't collapse. Not managing to get very far, or managing to actually get up, but very slowly. So slow that by the time they catch up and manage to reach the tracks, you're long gone. They try to run, but well, audience is waiting for them as they enter, and we all saw how that ends when they reach the train one at a time. You see, not sure how, but you see a few ogres. One of them seems to be bashing its head on a small entryway, trying to get to another district of the city. It looks like the head is going to lose. Wall seems to be holding, and his head seems to mostly have been caved in. But there's enough of it left for it to want to keep trying. Audience, there's probably one that draws more your attention as you see this armored one that looks a little bit like a Mil-E, but it's sort of twisted in some way. This pale blue color on the joints, just staring at all of you and staring at the building as the train goes by, and he screams, and suddenly you see a flood of zombies and a runner coming out of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure if he just drew them out or summoned them. Then eventually you start seeing the structure that Jorg described, and you have your challenge in front of you. You notice that there are undead starting to gather. You know that there is a huge horde gathered on the side of a wall who is probably going to arrive in a few minutes. But right now, maybe just a few dozens have decided to keep on moving. Well, you've outpaced most of those you attracted when you entered the city. And it's mostly those of the district, those remaining in the district, that came to greet you and this interesting new structure. But now you know there are at least two hordes making their way toward you.
So, Jorg, you said you got the lever halfway down, right? Of where we needed to get it to?
Yeah.
I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, where we want to go, it's midway down, but where we need to go at the end, it's nearly completely at the bottom.
Okay, so where we need to go right now is like only halfway.
Yeah, it's well, it'll be easier to finish this now, but when we come back, the other one, I mean, it's going to be really hard getting down there, especially with everything that's there. Maybe we should use the bomb.
God damn it.
It's going to dig a bigger pit, and they're just gonna fall in.
Okay. Well, obviously, speed is our key. So, your eagles last an hour, right? Do you still? Oh no. Well, so we spent 20 minutes on the train. Do we still have the eagles? Or the owls? No, they were eagles. I don't remember what he.
No, there were owls because you needed to use 2 to get you all down. All right. I don't have what spell he has left right now. Hold on.
Zero.
It
Nothing. He said he used everything.
All right. All right. So.
York was a lot of things, but not conservative.
I thought we said no political. No, I didn't. All right.
He has wild shapes and potentially his bird's still up, but I don't know if they're still up.
Yes, I believe it's an hour, and I think there's still place. I'd say you still have something like 20 minutes to half an hour.
Okay, cool. All right. I should be strong enough to pull the lever. Fisher, you should probably keep the train running since I don't think anyone else can drive the train. So you should probably stay with the train.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say me, Toby, Remy. Or actually, how many birds we have? Because we need 2 birds per person. We only have 4 owls, right? So only 2 of us can go.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
think it's 4 hours.
I'll go because I think I'm the other strongest member besides Fisher to pull the levers.
Is it 4 or 6?
We'll see. I'll obviously first try to. I'll pull the first lever, and then we'll see how much of a horde has, or how long that takes us. And if we have time, I can try and pull the other lever now, so we don't have to do it later. If not, we'll see kind of where things are.
We'll see when we come back.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see where it is. Yeah. So I think 2 owls take me, and who wants to go with me, and who wants to stay at the train?
Remy's already on the bird with you.
Well, there are 2 birds per person, so one person's okay. So you stay with Fisher?
Yeah, I'll stay
Toby?
with Fisher.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna go by myself and go look for that core that didn't explode. For no reason in general.
I was totally thinking about asking if I could have tried to take it before we left. Then I was like, nah.
I want the core.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
But like, what if we take it back? What if you could get a photon blaster arm?
I don't.
Mega Man.
Don't. Stop it.
So what I'm hearing is that Fisher, you want to have a 3rd class.
Yes.
Arcade. Well, he was supposed to be an arcade arbalist. You could become the true arcade arbalist.
Because of
What he was
in his arm.
What he was meant to be. All right.
Okay, hear me out. 4 classes.
All right. Oh, and Jorg, come with us too, because you should use your wild shape and then just show us where you can stay in your wild shape as a bird, but just show us like where the levers are, so that will go faster.
All right. Okay, well, in that case, so he doesn't need to draw attention, so he's going to choose something a little bit more discreet. We're going to go with a parrot. No.
I just thinking he sticks with the smaller owl. That's been working so well for him.
A barn owl, so he's going to start screaming. For those of you who don't know, barn owl can be really chilling when you hear them scream in the middle of the night. So I'm probably going to.
I mean, some of us were already used to making men scream in the middle of the night.
Well, they say that it sounds more like a woman, but hey. I've only heard recordings. I've never actually heard it in person.
Oh, don't worry, that still applies.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm jumping on some of the birds and getting
Actually,
ready to
they're
fly
grabbing
to
you
the
by
lever.
each arm.
Okay, that's fine. As long as they get me to where I need to go.
And Remy, is that it?
The
Audience and
yeah.
Remy. Okay.
Yeah.
And as Raimi is like a similarly grabbed, he starts wondering, "Wow, this would have been a really great way to transport over a." Why did anybody ever think about giant owls?
Well, probably because it's Jorg. So sorry, Avery. That was me. All right, so Jorg transformed into something a little bit smaller, more discreet, and well, probably stealthy. So yeah, small owl or some hawk. Some hawk can be really discreet.
I think you should be a chickadee. Chickadee. Alright, sorry.
Okay, bud.
So
Specifically transforms into a peahen.
Alright, I'm ready to go.
Good.
Let's go.
So you just start going. You grab the owls. The owls
Yeah,
grab you.
Ignore the zombies. Just fly me past them. Just bring me to the lever.
You slowly.
I'd like to roll a stealth roll.
You slowly. Oh yeah, sure. You can roll a stealth roll.
Sure, we'll see how stealth. I'll roll a stealth. I don't know. What are the owls' stealth? Or would I be rolling my stealth?
Well, you can because you never know.
Okay.
You might sneeze. Owl.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to be rolling with my dice. Luckily, I have advantage, so the second roll I'll do with my dice.
All right.
Ah. Which it was better.
What was that sound?
That was me rolling my dice. 17.
Interesting. Your dice makes a weird sound.
I got a 17 on my stealth.
Okay.
My dice make cartoony explosions when they roll.
Come on. Oh, yeah, that's right. Owls at the bottom of the monster table. I forgot. Giant
Started
owls.
from the bottom, now they're here.
So, bye-bye. Oh, they have a +4 for stealth. Did you take that into account?
For me?
Yeah, they have a +4 for
Oh,
stealth.
I just rolled stealth
Oh,
for
okay.
me. I didn't roll for the owls.
I'm gonna roll the owls then. Audience's owl and Remy's owl. Remy, your owls run into a pole and they just drop you because they rolled so low. No, they don't drop you. They just grab
Remy's
you.
owls are not stealthy.
Yeah.
They just grab you a bit strangely and you go, ah! So, slowly.
Part of Raimi wants to think Jorg did that on purpose.
Maybe. You don't know what instruction he might have left me. So you start moving down, letting the bird glide to where they need to be, and Jorg help guiding them. Unfortunately, the huge blast on the wall purged the structure of undead, so now they have to start from the bottom again. But it didn't take very long before you start noticing that they are trying. The normal ones, the zombie, well, they're just zombies. They're trying, they're stepping into holes, they're just falling over. Some of them actually are managing to go up, but it's a slow process. Right now, there are no runners as you slowly make your way. When you reach the platform, however, this is when you start hearing the screams. So you know that they are getting very close. You see where Jorg left the lever. half place, and you sort of have this moment of acknowledgement that, oh, hey, it's a good thing that Jorg didn't die before he told us this, because, yeah, the train would have just went off the rail and straight into the large abyss at the center of this, which you can't see the bottom.
They would have gone off the rails on a crazy train.
That's a good song too.
We have a battle of songs. Not live, please. I don't want to get sued for copyright.
Alright. Drop me off at the lever, Owl.
It only takes a minute or so before you reach this place and you start feeling a little bit the urge to start hurrying up, because you think you hear the screamers. You're literally at the bottom. And did anyone roll for... Oh, Remy is very close by. So, Remy, your passive perception catches something shiny at the bottom of this pit at the center.
Is that where the second lever is that we need to pull to get back?
No, it's the center of the pit. Meaning that
okay.
whatever structure there was there, which fit with the idea of a tower, most likely there was a platform on top of it where whomever controls this was controlling it at a distance, deciding where you go simply by there, and now it has completely collapsed over time. But you see this shimmer at the bottom of this, Remy, and it shifts and moves very slowly, as if carried by a wind you can't feel. It's slow moving at the bottom right now.
Okay.
Mm. It's like when you say it's like a shimmering, as in like as like, for example, like the shimmer of like light on metal, or more like a glowy sort of thing?
More like someone threw a handful of glitter on a wind which is moving in erratic directions.
And there is no actual wind.
No, it's actually really quiet right now in the city. You have a feeling that there's probably the structure that's blocking part of the wind, and the walls of the city also probably affect this a little bit, but it's actually not windy at all today here. Comforting element when you're in the Mistle Island chain, but much less here. So, no, nothing that would warrant this shimmer that keeps moving at the bottom.
Alright. Well, we don't need to go down there. I just need to pull the lever.
Yeah, Ramey's just like keeping an eye on it, because just in case, say, just spitballing here, it's like it might start doing something after a loud speeding train runs through.
So, audience,
Alright.
rip your shirt. I mean, athletic roll.
That's a nat 20 for 28.
You there?
I pull that lever real hard.
You know, you were expecting it to be hard because Jorg said it was really hard and you had to pull hard on it, and he doesn't seem to be a weak human, so you give it your all and it just goes... Oh, wow. Did I break it? you hear this vibration in the entire platform, and a few screamers reacting to this sudden, very sharp noise, just indicating that the rails have been readjusted.
All right, and let's go back to the train. Because if we can't pull the other lever right now, right? Because it's if we do, then it will reset us to go to the other place.
It would set. That's the thing. You don't know if the rail resets. Maybe that's a control tower thing, which has been destroyed. Maybe it's a default setting which restores itself. You don't know. There is a chance that you could simply go down, pull the lever, and it might stay there. You don't know.
Okay. I don't know. That sounds like a future audience problem.
Which, quite frankly, feels very audience to say.
Alright, let's go back to the train. We're good to go.
Alright. You start flying up again.
Did the glowy glitters do anything after that loud noise happened?
Yeah, I got the core.
It's odd. You want to say that it's moving faster? You want to maybe growing? Or maybe it's just your imagination, just the shimmering elements that go up and then down. It's really hard to tell. There is movement that wasn't there before, but it's really hard to say without a proper perception roll, you know.
Then I will make a proper perception roll. Because Randy needs to know if they have to deal with this later. That's gonna be 24.
Okay. So as you're moving up, and Jorg seems to feel safer now that it was so easy to do, and that now you can just keep on going, and you're going to be going in the right direction. Audience just carelessly leaving the problem of the other lever for future audience. But you looking at this, and it's hard to tell because of how it moves. And you get the feeling that the thing that's shimmering is probably something stuck in it. Not actually part of what's happening. Sort of like...
So it's probably an ooze.
Something fell in there and it's not falling completely to the ground. But it feels like it's slowly growing or elevating itself. It's a very slow movement. Unless it has the ability to do a sudden burst of movement, you're very confident that you have time to reach the train before it's an actual problem. But it's definitely doing something. Growing or moving up. It's really hard to say. And there's no indication of what it might be, other than that shimmering. It's like looking at fog. A very, very light fog.
Just like more fog for our fog, please. But yeah, like Raimi's curious choice of words, on board for getting to the train before whatever that is could either levitate or grow enough to be a problem.
All right. So you fly upward to the train where it stops, and probably a good thing because you start hearing the screams below. They're getting really very much closer, and as your eye, especially you audience, because you want to kill undead, you have the perfect tool for killing undeads. And although there isn't that big of a regret of seeing this big of a horde, because you have a feeling that something greater something meaner is waiting for you in the east.
Mm-hmm.
You still see this horde, this immense wave, this flood of undead creature and their moan just reaching the bottom of this structure and slowly making their way. They're falling, but there's so many of them. Some of them are actually managing to climb. And even when they're falling, because of how many there are, they just seem to be piling up. And before you reach the upper floor where the train is, you notice that the entire first floor is completely submerged in undeads. Fortunately, you do not have to go into the maintenance pit, because that would be a really bad problem if that was the case. But as they're moving up, and you hear the moans and the scream getting louder and louder and louder, you get on the train. And for you, audience, you probably have once again that thought of, oh, this is a problem for future audience, because we just need to go, and we know that they can't actually affect the train as we're plowing through them. Well, Fisher's probably going to claim the kill, but it happens.
Mm-hmm.
For you, Remy, as you enter the train, you have this realization that they're not just moaning and screaming down there. They're hurting moaning. Hurting screaming. And for you specifically, Remy, because your 24 perception roll, your eyes actually catch a place where the fog seems to suddenly billow out and touch the rail. And you notice that the rail starts sizzling, and the zombies near it also start simply dissolving.
Again, this seems like a future issue.
Well, the thing is, there is a risk, and Remy can see it. It's moving up fast. For the distance that it has to cover, it's like rising water with fog.
Alright, Fisher, step on it.
It's actually, I'm not stepping on anything, I'm pulling something.
Pull it.
Push it.
I will
Pop
go
it.
faster.
Twist. That's how you make the train move. Pull it.
Just a big bop it.
Bop it. Alright.
I mean, bop it, twist it, and pull it.
It's actually very accurate. Alright. Now I want to buy one and say, this is how you have to pilot the train.
It'd be super mean if suddenly we had to roll initiative, and then it's just like, everybody pull out your boppets.
Of all the do a real life thing instead of rolling ideas I've heard, a bop it is probably the weirdest.
So, what do I have to do to make the train go? Pop it. Twist it. Pull it. Alright. So.
Fighter, if they want to eat for each attack, it's like, bop it, bop it, bop it.
Sorry,
bop
my
it.
turn takes so long, guys. This thing takes a while.
So, you make the train go forward, and you push it as hard as you can, as you think you can, without actually making it go off the rail, because you are going down a spiral. Pushing it a little bit more, and suddenly you start feeling the shift in the weight of the train as it's moving, so you just pull it back slightly, make sure that doesn't actually just...
Everybody go on that side of the train.
Audience, sit on that side.
I can, if that'll help.
You have Jorg looking at this.
Normally I'd say no, but you weigh a lot.
Hey, all that weight is like pure muscle.
Says Remy in a gruff voice. I feel like you heard someone say this before. Hey, baby, all of that weight is pure muscle.
That same guy got punched in the stomach and he let his gut out.
Literally, because you were punching with a dagger. So, damn. So, you're starting to move downward, and you all have this moment of looking over, because I don't know why everyone feels like they need to look over the side when they're going downward like this.
Don't look down, guys. What did I just say?
Probably you, Jorg, looking there and says, "Hey, something's coming up. Give me the bomb."
Give me the bomb.
This fog keeps rising, and you keep going down and down and down. And Fisher, can you make a train handling check, please?
What? Sure.
Yes,
just tell me what that is.
That's a skill that everyone has.
I'd say because of everything you have to. It's an arcane machine, so I'll give you Arcana if you want.
Arcana?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are piloting an arcane machine, so.
10.
Well, you're going down, and you just don't feel all that secure. You're putting a lot of speed into this as you're going down, so the moment you feel a slight shift in the train, you slow down, and this is the speed at which you're going. Which Remy realized it's going to be so close.
Hit the nos.
Hit the gas, buddy.
But we'll fall off.
No, we won't.
What do you know?
You gotta trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your gut.
You need to have.
I don't have one of those. I don't have a digestive system.
Just close your eyes and pull the lever.
I don't have.
Remember, when you want to go left, go right. Okay.
I can't actually.
And so
steer
Raimi is
this
going to
thing.
save
It
that
goes on the
one.
tracks.
Just close your eyes and pull.
Let it go. Let it go.
He's just gonna start walking over towards the lever. I can pull it if you want me.
The moment he touches the lever, you sort of hear the train going.
I smack his hand away. I know what I'm doing. You don't.
I've got the need for speed.
Oh, damn. Somehow I knew someone was going to say this at one point. So
I'll
you
speed up a teensy bit.
you start accelerating a bit, folding to the peer pressure that your group is as exercising on you, and you're going down and down and down, and you see the place where you're gonna be going off, and just going a spiral closer. There is this brief moment where you reach the appropriate level and you start turning, just as you notice this billowing fog just expanding and licking the side of the train as it's moving, and you hear this sizzling sound on the side of the train, just fortunately the train moves off and starts on its track toward the exit on the eastern side of the city. you have this brief moment of looking at what the damage might be. Fortunately, it looks superficial, but that was acidic in nature.
That was a what?
Acidic in nature.
Oh.
What did you hear?
I just don't know. That's why I was confused.
Alright. Well, we might have to deal with that on our way back.
Fortunately, as you can see, it also affects the zombies. So you might only have to deal with that. Or the zombies.
Or if we meet the smart workshop people, we just need to figure out how to get our train, give our train like some kind of acid protection, and then it'll take care of the zombies, and we can just go through it.
Who knows?
Or the acid
When you
will
say
melt all
meat
the zombies
people,
together and create
just
a
to-
bigger zombie.
Maybe set some expectations. This was a gnome and a dwarf from 3,000 years ago. I don't think they're still there.
Yeah, they might be.
Okay.
Alright.
We don't know what magic they got. Or preservation
don't.
techniques.
Preservation techniques.
I mean, clone is a level 8 spell.
Artificers only get up to level 5 spells, so.
Only one of them needed to be an artificer.
Alright. Yeah, no, that's true.
They
Alright.
could have made an object that had a wish in it.
Yes, of course. Of course. Because no one would have thought of removing anything which can produce a wish on an island where you're not supposed to escape. Already, they seem to have made sure that no road ever crosses. So someone was aware of Ganbu. Alright.
Why they just added a 4th rule to the list of wishes you're not allowed to make.
Alright, you start leaving this place, and slowly the rails move upward again to go over the city wall, and after a moment, train leaves the walls. Fisher, you know you have a little bit of time. You can probably just assess the damage outside. And I'd probably go with passive Arcana easily. Or Black.
Passive Arcana would be 16.
Yeah. It would be enough to just look a little bit at this and notice, alright. It didn't even have enough time to bite inside of the metal plating on the cabin, so it's really doubtful that it was able to damage something inside of the engine or anything like this. Might need a new paint job, though. So,
Alright, we should be fine.
the train leaves.
Turns out the paint was super important.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you know, it was a undead repellent. Alright. You leave the city, and once again you have this beautiful and excessively gruesome sight of everything that happened. You notice a burnt husk that was probably a house at one point. More undeads moving, trying to follow your train, reacting to this. One ogre moving. A zombie.
Watch him a little longer to make sure he's not trying to throw anything.
Well, he did try to throw a zombie, but didn't work.
Okay, cool.
Fell apart when he threw it. Actually managed to hit the train, but it was just the foot of the zombie that hit the train. You just heard a tong.
Everybody knows you have to put it in a barrel first and then throw it.
Isn't it obvious? So, go over this wall, and you have this moment of, oh, I hope Jorg did not exaggerate when he said that there weren't any protection on this side. And fortunately, it is confirmed. You see in the distance arcane ballistas reacting to the train being there, turning, but stopping short of aiming inside of the city. So you are at a angle at which they can't reach. And you get a very close pass, but you pass really close to two emplacements. I'm not sure if Jorg mentioned them, but they don't seem to have been destroyed. Two arcane ballistas on the eastern wall. They don't seem to have been destroyed, they seem to have been ripped out.
Well, this is where we die.
Now the party hopes that they never encounter the creature and/or force that ripped them out.
It's a crab with two guns on its back.
Two arcane ballistas. No, it's an undead. You ripped out his arms and you put the arcane ballista in it. So you have an ogre with two ballistas.
I mean, there was that one guy that attached a chainsaw to his arm, so, anything can happen in an undead film.
That's a legend. It's never been confirmed.
Little legend.
Actually, it was an artificer, but don't tell. Alright. So, slowly you move out of the city with this interesting thought in your mind of what took them. And the damage is not extensive, so it's not like it was sheared off. I nearly feel like someone managed to dismantle part of it and just enough so that they could just pull it out. You keep on going with this, and the moans of the city slowly dying off as you keep moving. You have... oh goodness, that's too far away. You have 20 miles until you reach the next point. So, about 45 minutes. If there's something you want to discuss, or be disgusted by, I don't know. Now is the time to say it. Otherwise, I am moving forward to when you arrive to that point. Interesting.
Oh no, I'm just personally thinking if there's anything to discuss or...
No, I was actually hoping someone would say something because I just realized that I didn't rearrange the camera for the battle map. I just need a few moments, but if you actually have something, go ahead, say it.
So Jorg, about giving me all your items again. I just wanted.
Absolutely. I believe in you completely. Here, audience, it is my pleasure to hand them over to you.
Alright, at this moment I would pull out the core that I went and got while nobody was looking. Hey guys, I found this on the ground. I thought we could use it.
So the thing is, he's looking at this and he says that it's a core, but especially you, Fisher, you can easily recognize that it's not actually a core, it's just a chamber pot. With something crusty at the bottom of it.
And why can Raimi smell it?
Fisher, you're muted, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're muted, Fisher.
Of course I am. Yeah, Toby, you should hang on to that.
Okay, I will.
I think you found it, so I think you deserve to
Just in case.
keep it.
I'll put it away.
Alright, so the cameras have been replaced. Thank you for the small distraction. They're not perfect, but at least they're done.
Raimi starts doing some juggling with his bracers again.
Alright, so for those of you watching from the outside, the battle map has come back with the map of where you are going right now. Why is there something... Is there something that's not anchored down? What is this? Oh, okay. That was in case you did something stupid. I had made a cross section of the rails. Alright, so. Always have to be prepared. Alright, so for those of you out there wondering where the players are, well, let's put the grid on top.
We all laughed. We're taking a break.
So right now everyone is at I-10. This is where the hold on, the grid's going to appear in a moment. There is at I-10 there is a NPC token. This is where our party is, except they're on the railway. But this is where they are, and they're going east northeast.
H12.
Exactly. And after that, they're going to J15, which is where they're going to start walking. So, I'm taking this for a confirmation that everyone has done what they needed to do. And
can I
yes,
have a short rest on this journey? Seeing as I was busy when Jorg took his doing the train. And now we're going in a straight line, and I probably don't need to do much.
Yeah, sure. So, who are you trusting to make sure that they don't push the train at maximum speed?
I can't just leave it.
Well, you can, but do you really trust
No.
audience not to go mess with the levers when once you're?
No.
I mean, you could sentry short rest, but you know, audience, you might not get a whole lot of rest.
Hey, audience, can I trust you to not touch the controls while I take a quick break?
Yeah, you can trust me.
Can I do an insight check?
Well, of course you can.
Yeah, Raimi is
an
also
8.
going to do an insight check.
That's an 8. All right, so audience, if the answer you give is different, send me a message on Discord.
Okay, I'll just say this. Fisher knows nothing, and I'm waiting to hear Remy's roll.
Raimi only rolled a 19.
Okay, Remy knows that that audience is being honest.
Okay.
Fisher knows nothing.
I would trust him, but he literally just tried to mess with it while I was driving, so...
Yeah, it was making it
I'm
hard
gonna-
to believe.
I'm gonna stick with it for now.
Oh, Fisher. Take a nap. You look tired.
It's okay. I'll watch over
How?
Well, like, do your sentry sleep thing.
Well, I don't need that.
Oh.
I'm not that tired.
What do you need? Do you need a drink? Some food? A massage? Tell me what you need, buddy.
I would be... How do you think I would get a massage?
I would bang on you.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Like a drum set.
Back my ass up. Sorry.
I don't think that would be comforting.
Okay.
Well, actually, you'd know because that's not the first time audience did this with you. So it dates back to the very beginning of when you started traveling together. Audience was bored, and he used you as a drum set.
All right, darling. First, we're going to massage your roots.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
All right. So, well, that was special. Oh, you actually had a little bit of lag. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right. So, Fisher, you just partially power down, falling into that motionless state where minimal activity in your body is being maintained, just enough so that you remain alive and aware of what's happening. You look at audience in the corner of your eye. He's smiling at you. Let's go back to normal play. Alright. So, your 20 minutes of rest goes by, and as promised, audience did not try anything. But Tobiyashi, maybe Jorg. You, after 20 minutes, can take back the wheel because, like I've always said, unless it is stated that your short rest needs an amount of time, like an hour or half an hour, a short rest is 20 minutes, but you can only take one each hour. So after 20 minutes, you feel relaxed a little bit. You know, the tension of that undead city, of those ogre. You have to admit that if they'd started running and trying to push over the structure, there is a slight chance they might have succeeded. But that cloud that was trying to dissolve things, depending on how long it's been there, you're hoping the rails can recover from it. So far, they've been able to recover from nearly anything. And Civ did mention that they can, at least when they're maintained, recover even from complete destruction. But there is ground for a little bit of worry. But you look out. Not so bad outside. It's a pleasant morning for an undead-infested island.
Mm-hmm.
On one side, there's mostly hills, and on the other side, you see a forest that is mostly dead. A few trees are still holding on, mostly pines, which are a little bit more resilient to cold weather and harsh environment than the other types of trees. On the side, large, long, plain. Well, you think they might be hills. It's hard to tell with the amount of fog. After another 20 minutes, you start arriving at that little point. Now the question is, do you just keep on going and hope everything's good? Or do you stop and scout?
There's a chance for or there is a spinny thing at every point, right?
Yes, because they all have to be able to send the trains into the maintenance bays if they need to be repaired.
Then we're gonna scout.
Sure, go scout.
Alright. George looks at you for a moment.
If it's covered, no, that's not worth it. That's gonna just draw more attention to you. Never mind.
What? He looks at you.
I was gonna give him the thing to help push snow away if he needs to see under it, but then that's just gonna draw a bunch of zombies.
Oh, that's always useful. You know, I can take it with my claw and just fly up, and when I'm over it, just fly down and just gently swoop. You know, it'll help.
You're not gonna drop it. Get hit by zombie.
Well, you know, it's either that or you give me the bomb. It's gonna blow out the snow.
Oh, okay. I'll give you this. It's very much not a bomb. Don't try and use it as a bomb.
Oh. George seems disappointed.
Just to double check. I don't actually need this anymore, correct? Because I did the math. It just will confirm if I was right when it runs out.
Well, technically, yes. It would be a confirmation that you were right if it runs out and it's exactly like the calculation you made. Other than that, no, you don't actually need it. It's just a neat little thing to have in an environment covered in snow.
Okay. I'm not going to tell Jorg that. Don't drop it.
Right. He transforms into let's go with a large eagle so he can actually grab the orb properly. Starts flying off.
Also won't immediately die to getting sneezed at by a zombie.
Yeah, of course. There's always that.
Unfortunately, this was the point where they installed the anti-bird ballistas.
They were acknowledging that there was a push for flying things, so you got to keep the birds out of the. So, you see Jorg fly off. Now let's see. Jorg stealth, Jorg's perception, Jorg's not hitting a wall. Okay. Well, immediately you see him fly away, and you have this moment of, it's gonna be good. It's a good bird he just chose. Then you realize, oh yeah, he's flying off with a blue lantern right now. Guess his stealth is not gonna be that good.
I mean, the blue lanterns are semi-powerful.
but not as much as the Red Lanterns. So
I never watched that movie. I heard it was bad.
no, I can't say that I did watch it. So you see him fly off, and it takes a moment. Takes 2 moments. You can probably say, well, that's more like 3 moments. He comes back after 10 minutes, very much winded. Lands on the landing of the train and enters. He's a little bit out of breath. Well, it's here, Fisher, your orb. Maybe you should just check on it. I dropped it. I'm sure it's okay. I was having trouble really seeing properly, so I got really close, and then this giant mace got flung at me, and well, the good news is that the ogre doesn't have a weapon anymore.
Okay.
And I got back the orb.
Good job. Did you see anything?
No, everything seems to be good. There didn't need to touch anything. It was a bit gruesome. Someone seems to have been smeared on the rails where the lever was. So probably someone died, put it in position, and I'm gonna go suck on my blanket now.
Okay.
You get the feeling that what he saw was slightly troubling.
So troubling that he's decided that sucking on a piece of cloth is comforting.
That smells, and now apparently it tastes a little bit like nature.
I mean, I would understand huffing it, but would you want to lick the dirt if you had an option for something else?
Hey, it's a druid.
It actually kind of smells like that because it's a little moldy, and when you suck on the mold, it's like hallucinogenic mushrooms.
See? Mushrooms again. That's always what happens. Always same thing with Jorg. Mushrooms.
When we get back to the garden, I think we need to have an intervention and make him go to rehab.
Maybe we'll transform it into a spore druid. It seems to have a real inclination for mushrooms. Alright.
Well, that might be a bit troublesome considering some of the abilities.
Oh, no, don't worry. These undeads, they can only be found on this island. So he would be able to summon undead of the Mistle Island chain. Not this one.
Plus, they're all natural undead.
I mean, I'm more just concerned the fact that I think it'd just be wildly out of character for him to start summoning undead.
We'll see.
They're not really zombies. They're just fungus driving a person. It's different.
Alright. So, apparently the train is in good position, and the ogre has been disarmed.
Dismaced.
Yeah, technically he still has his arms.
Alright. Well then, I think we'll just try and cruise on through.
Alright.
Before he figures out where it went.
He remaces himself?
Yeah.
I do think there's an undead ogre. I don't know if he's smart enough to remace himself.
Please stop saying remace. I'm sorry I said it. Alright, so you push the engine and it starts moving, cruising speed, and you just slowly move through this little village. It's a very normal village, maybe at most 10 house. You can see the inn when you go up the wall and starts going inside. I see the houses nearby, or whatever remains of them. Villages aren't as well magically protected as towns and cities, so with the exception of what was probably the inn, maybe a lord's manor, you can see there was something under the snow, which was probably the outline of a building, but mostly just snow everywhere right now. So you enter. So you arrive into the train station. Just slow down just a little bit. Make sure that everything goes well. You hear a few zombies pop on the plow in front, but just like George said, you slowly cruise through this train station. Then you notice this ogre is just sitting in the distance, trying to pull out a tree, probably in an attempt to replace his mace. And you see...
I don't know if that proves you right or wrong, honey.
Sorry, he was a maester of combat, not a master.
He doesn't seem much of a clergyman to me, but
hey, you never know. He might have been. But apparently you need a soul for this, and undeads aren't known for having souls. You see him turn around when he sees the train and just have this moment of, ah! Ah! And he starts pulling on the tree, and then you go away. And you sort of hear this odd moan going, ah! Ah! I don't know, it feels like he was disappointed. You keep on going. And you're out of this little village. Now, the next leg is... Hold on. Let's take that out of the way. Well, it's just 4 miles longer, so you have another hour until you get there. Now, the question that is normal to ask is, how exactly are you going to do this when you arrive? Because you can try and stop inside of the next point, the next village, and leave the train there. There is an additional measure of protection because it's going to be inside of walls, even though the gates have most likely been broken down and zombies can get in, and anyone who would want to go through the gates would be able to. There's still a measure of protection as you might be leaving it into a train station. Now the problem is when you're gonna be coming back, anything you will have drawn with you will be waiting there probably for you. So you're going to have to go through a group of undead to get your train. You could leave it outside, but then it would be completely open to anyone who wants to get in. Or take it. Not sure exactly who might do this, but I have to mention it.
I don't feel like leaving it in the open. It doesn't seem like, at least nothing I've noticed. I mean, the zombies seem to completely ignore every other train we've seen. And as for the second part, I don't think we have no witness of the only other person who would take our train would be Civ, and we already know where he is. Since we found no other side of life.
The only thing I would be worried about taking the train is if any of the like corrupted constructs came by, they might have enough left to know what it is.
But I feel like they wouldn't have that much less chance of finding it in a train station than they would out here. But
true,
since they might be drawn to a train station anyway.
And you have to take into account that you're going to have to go back. So you are going to have to gain access to the platform and turn the train around at one point. Or if you would just want to go backward, it's going to be a bit slower, but you won't have to go inside.
Mm-hmm. I don't really want to go back through the capital backward.
No, that would probably be bad.
So these are the variables that you need to consider. And you technically, although it's probably just going to be the break, you technically have an hour to think about them, because this is where you are going right now. So turning back the train so you don't have to go back in reverse inside of the city. And where do you leave the train? Inside of the point or outside? Each have advantages and disadvantages.
Well, that's the other thing about leaving it outside, too, is if someone was going to take our train, they'd also have to turn it around, most likely.
If you don't turn it around before, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think they're going to be smart enough to do that. So most likely what happens, even if one of those constructs came by, is they'd literally just take the train into town for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then not know how to get it back out.
Mm-hmm.
Where if we turn it around now, we're setting it up for anyone who could come by to take it back out.
Yeah. I mean, they could also take it, like, through. Right, the train doesn't stop here. We want to turn around here.
And keep on going, and you find your train back in Losal.
Yeah.
Well, it's a possibility, but...
Have we... I don't think... I think I have... We tested... Can I use the lever to lock something and then take it off?
You never tried.
We could try that.
All right, so...
I mean, it sounds like we should leave it outside anyway, but just might as well try it.
Or that might warrant more discussion.
So you're saying it's a good time to take the break. Got it. All right, so... Hey, Valenview was doing things in the chat. Hello. Sorry, didn't react to you being there. All right, let's go to the break. And we'll be back. No, marsh sound. Marsh sound. Go ahead. All right, go. So, back in 15 minutes. Bye. Hello and welcome back. Sorry, we took a few more minutes than planned. The discussion on what to do was riveting. So many options, so many good points that were brought in. Yes, Tobiyashi, by you mostly.
I was there for the whole conversation. I was like really leading it.
Yeah, absolutely. Contrary to audience, which we can't see now, is not even there. He's been in the bathroom all along. All right, so
if we are gonna park it in the city,
We are.
It's like, again, at least me personally, I'd rather take my risk with a known and semi-predictable threat in the city than take our chances with the stuff that we don't know is wandering out there in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me, though. Like, I know everybody else has that, like, other ideas.
How loud is the train starting up? Before
it's very similar to an old.
Bang.
It's very similar to an old steam engine, in terms of the quantity of sound. A lot of rumbling, a lot of jets of, you think, arcane mist being blown out. You're not exactly sure how the engine works. You just know that it draws in the ambient mist and use this as fuel. So most likely the mist gets absorbed, condensed, refined, and then injected into a arcane engine, which converts it into energy and then motion.
I'm wondering if we want to. I'm thinking if we do park it in town, we'll want to wait to turn it around until we leave. Because, well, I get, because like last time we had to do that, assuming it's a similar kind of mechanism. I guess last time it was because the automated mechanism was broken.
Yes.
Right? So we had to do it manually.
Yes.
So if on the off chance it's not broken here, that would be faster.
Yes, no, definitely. If you can just go inside the boot, it's simply a question of pushing and pulling a few levers, and the track is going to reorient itself, and you'll be able to just start moving.
All right. Well, I think either way we should wait, because if it is automated, we could start turning it and then leave.
So are we okay? We're on our way to the factory, right? That's where we're heading to right now. Or are we in the town where we get to decide if we want to go there or that one place we were talking about?
What other place?
We're already on that track. Like,
Okay.
We're talking about
that place that has all the stuff that no one's touched in like a really long time. That's on the edge.
Oh.
Taking us time.
I wasn't planning on going there. It sounds like a really difficult, because we'd have to take out 2 full turrets in the capital.
Sounds like a really big risk for a potentially very big reward. But audience and I almost died taking out 1.
Yeah, we almost died taking out 1. We don't we obviously, like, we'd also have to do a full nother transit thing, too, which isn't easy. We'd have to do a full nother lever thing with the mist. It's just, like, a lot of risk to... And we have, like, a time crunch. I mean, if we figure out a way to easier take out turrets, maybe. But for now, I think with how difficult it was for us to take out those turrets, I wouldn't risk it.
Alright, it's just that stuff. I guess the resources would help us defeat the spiral. But yeah, the spiral. This isn't Grimlock. The spire.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if we do find like a way to destroy them faster, like at the factory, or what is it, a factory, right? That's where we're going.
Yeah.
Then it'd be a lot of help. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, if we find ways to, like, shut down the turrets at the factory we're going to, then I say, and we have extra time, then I'm down, because then really
right
the
now,
only
the decision's no, but we can make that decision again when we come back through.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right now, the risk is not worth the reward. If we mitigate the risk, it might be worth the reward.
I think we just leave the train in there, but not turned around, right? Just in case someone does go in there and find the train. But so after we leave the train, we're going on a walk, a super long walk. That's what's happening.
Hopefully, a super fast
magic
horse ride.
Yeah.
Magic pony ride.
My little pony, my little pony.
Yeah,
I think I said, it is dangerous for us to leave it outside, just in case there is someone following us. Or there are people out there.
Just random giant elemental that you yourself encountered.
Elemental beings that could destroy the train or at least do some damage to it.
The only thing I'd be a little worried about following us is... I mean, the only thing I would personally be worried about following us at all on this island is, one, if that special task force, after they showed up and we had already taken the train, if they were sent after us... Mm-hmm. Although, again, they're going to have to go through the same complications we are.
I think it's easier to just deal with the zombies.
Yeah.
Leaving the train outside, like Remy said.
Or, again, we know there's some weird shadow cult hunter guy on the island wandering somewhere. We don't know what he's up to. But...
Probably jerking off in a library.
Yeah. We have some suspicions he may be after the power of the deity. But...
Indeed, yeah.
But we don't know how he's doing that, what resources he has, or how he's getting there. So, we can't do much about that.
Yeah, and anyway, do you really think that Ranam is going to let someone jerk off in his library?
I don't know, I did, and he didn't seem to... No, wait, I mean,
right into this book.
That's not what you said you did with the book.
No, but that seems like a good idea.
Although now I'm just imagining, why are these pages so like glued together? Like, what's holding them?
Oh, good heavens!
All right, so we're leaving the train in the place.
Yeah, inside the place.
And then we'll come back to the whole turret north thing once we go to the workshop.
We'll figure some information out.
Yes,
that's right.
We just find a very curious, like versatile screwdriver shaped thing that can pretty much do anything that we need it to do.
I mean, we don't really need to even find anything that takes out the turrets. What we actually need to find is something that makes our trade no longer appear on the turret's radar.
Yeah. A cloak.
Oh, like potentially like the ability to like have the effect of like a non-detection spell on it, for example.
Yeah. Or like even maybe they then just view it as like an animal.
I mean, that'd just be great for the party
city.
In general, but
yeah. That would almost, I think, would be easier to find than something that destroys the turrets. It's just some non-detection thing for the train. But
so what I think I'm hearing right now is that when you get back to the garden, you're going to ask them to have a flying train.
We should probably bring back schematics for the train to the garden. Although they might not allow us. Well, no, they should allow us to bring it into the world because it's from our world. It's just not.
Well, the real question is like, what are they gonna? I I shudder to think about like what the gnomes are going to design so that the train has something to run on. They might make this like a flying train, and just like suddenly like all the airships have to worry about like these rogue trains like moving across the sky.
I'm thinking about if I could monopolize a new form of transportation and put it under the dragon's control, how many followers that could get me.
Anyways, that's why I'm bringing back the orb. But
Or if
yeah,
it's
we
like
should get a
spirit
move
tracks where like it makes its own tracks as it's like running
that's what
across the ground.
I think that'd be cool, where it just materializes tracks in the sky.
Which, by the way, just for anybody who happens to be watching, Spirit Tracks, easily one of the worst Zelda games I ever played. But anyway.
Alright.
Okay.
So we're dropping off the train. Let's get going.
Let's get a move on.
Alright, so...
Remy, you guys are like spacing off and talking in your own heads again. That thing you do that Fisher does.
Well, Fisher...
Voices in her head are taking over again.
Well, Fisher, it's you.
Wait, Toby, you're not on this channel.
Wait, Toby, you're not.
We can all telepathically talk to each other.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
We've been doing
Wait
that
a
this
minute.
whole time.
Wait a minute.
Wait, Toby,
there
you're not a.
anything-
Wait, Toby, you're not a true soul. Wait, I was.
Oh,
Like, suddenly they all look at you, Tobiyashi, and their third eyes open.
He's like, I knew it. I knew something was
Fucking knew
up
it.
with this
I
people."
knew this fucking dragon. It's all his fault.
oh, wow. Well, that would be an interesting plot twist. It's an eldritch god.
Yeah, he hasn't even seen the tentacles yet.
Actually, he has. They saw that black tentacle creature.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. The only one who actually has that memory right now that's playing is Tobiyashi. Yeah, nightmares. Always nightmares. Alright, so. As the hour it comes to a close, you just start arriving, going up, slowing down. I am wondering... Am I going too fast? Is there something you want to do before you arrive?
Roll a perception roll to see if we're going into a horde of zombies that we're dropping off the train in the middle of.
Alright.
Probably would be one of them.
Actually, remind me how big this train is again?
About 60 feet long.
Okay, then Raimi will actually like. How long has it been since our long rest ended?
Two to 3 hours, maybe.
Okay, I just needed to know that. In which case, like, Raimi's actually going to be the one to be casting, like, Pass Without Trace. To, at the very least, like, dull the noise of their arrival.
Okay. Roll
Audience
stealth for a
actually
train.
audience will also summon Magna, because I think I have a level 2 spell. Do I have a level 2 spell? I do have a level 2 spell. I'm going to summon Magna, since we're going to be going for a walk.
Been working on the rail. Sorry.
That's Alright, so Pass Without a Trace, summon Magna inside the cabin. 10 foot by 10 foot cabin. You sort of have this. Oh, okay. Cozy.
You got shot by an arcane turret, Magna, if you're wondering what happened, by the way.
Oh, great. Was wondering why everything ended with a flash. So is that gonna happen often?
Hopefully not.
What happened to you?
I almost died. But I survived.
Oh, that's good.
I have more HP than you do.
Magna just blinks at you.
You have what? Although technically it is weird because you'd have to say what audience would have to say is that I'm more nimble than you at avoiding things, but that
Which isn't really true.
Which is really weird because it's a cat.
You're allowed to say, but I'm thicker than you.
I was on your back, and the explosion happened low to the ground, and it took you out, and your body helped protect me.
Oh, good. I was useful for something.
Your body is always useful, Magna.
Do you just like me for my body?
Yes, and don't get it twisted.
All right. Well, this conversation is going in a weird way. So,
Actually, no, hold on. It's just like you hear a familiar voice, but not yours. Like Raimi say, "Don't get it twisted."
Now it's there forever. So what are we going to do now? Run across a field of fire?
No. Just take a long walk through, this world where there are probably a lot of zombies, but we'll be okay.
Oh, great. So, the opposite realm of where I'm coming from. That's nice.
I mean, yeah. You should take me there sometime. We can vacation together. Get a little beach home. Just the two of us. Sorry, I mean, never mind. Anyway, all right. Let's move on.
Makes you think you deserve that after the way you treated her.
Raimi, just like fingering like one of his daggers. I'm gonna wreck that pussy.
Okay, now that all the puns have been expunged of our players, let's go back. Tobiyashi, you seem to be taken by surprise with all of this.
It's like, can we do this while we're traveling, guys?
All right. So you arrive, and who's making the perception roll?
I failed mine. I didn't fail. I got a 9, but
I'll make
people
one.
can roll.
Good perception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raimi is always looking because he has to.
Well.
Did you say 12?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, apparently, and what about Remy? I think you just rolled.
19.
19. All right. So apparently, what happened is that the audience summoned Magna, and after talking to her like this, she decided to do the thing that a lot of cats do, and that's turn around and show you their butt. So audience was stuck having a butt of a cat in front of him. So that's why he couldn't see anything. Tobiyashi started laughing hysterically as Magna did this, so that's why he just couldn't see anything beyond the cabin. Fortunately, Remy was angry enough to be able to watch out and not look at all of this. Because of his anger, he was able to notice what was happening in front of the train. So, you look at what's in front of you, and although there is a brief moment where you're wondering where this is going to go, there are a lot of zombies outside. But the moment the train starts moving up and slowing down because of the additional effort, you sort of have this moment of, is it going to be one of those places? And you have flashback of the undeads just piling on top of the dome that you had. But when the train reaches the highest point of the rail, you sort of, well, this place looks relatively quiet. Guess something happened outside. That's why they're all there. Coast seemed to be clear, mostly. But, of course, you do notice the first few zombies reacting to the train arriving and starting to lurch their way toward the train yard, the maintenance pit. Fortunately, you don't see any hulking form moving, so no zombie ogre, at least that you can see. You know that the pits are actually have a little bit of depth, not enough to hide a whole ogre zombie inside. But the train goes up and it starts going inside. Fisher looking at you for the confirmation that he's not sending everyone into a boiling cauldron of undead flesh trying to eat you alive. I would imagine that you give him a thumbs up when.
Well, not with this face, but.
No, actually, you have to do exactly the thing that you saw. So, minor image. That's actually the face that the guy was doing last time you saw him. So, so train goes up, train goes down, slows down. The plow pushing the snow in front. You hear just a oh, there was one in the snow. And then the train stops. You hear the loud
Thankfully, it's less loud for everything outside.
Oh yeah, that's right. Pass without a trace. And pass without a trace is how wide exactly? 60 feet?
It is a 30-foot radius.
So it is
So just
30
stand in the middle.
So it's exactly the size of the train. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
That's why I asked for the dimensions. Was like, wait, can it fit?
So some of the zombie reacted to this, but fortunately, a lot of the sound was muffled. You know, instead of having. Okay, Fisher, roll stealth for your train.
What is even the dexterity of a train?
I'd go with something like 4.
Well, I rolled a 6.
I'd say roll with disadvantage because it has heavy armor.
Brings it down to a 4.
All right, so
Then it goes up to a 14.
well, did you consider the dexterity penalty?
So it goes to a 14, and then it comes down to
10.
whatever the dex level.
So yeah,
The zombies, they didn't.
the average zombie doesn't detect it, but those who are just slightly more perceptive actually decide to follow the large cloud moving in down. Probably 1 or 2 screamers also in the distance, just going. You know, those are a little bit more perceptive. And you stop and you see this giant ogre looking at a train and going, oh. Didn't see a thing. No, like I said, no ogres. So, you know you have probably a few minutes before that screamer or screamers arrive.
Alright. We're just going to the. Are we there?
Yeah.
I think I would
Fortunately,
like
the rails were aligned. You had easy access to enter the pit.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of have that moment of, oh, that's right, the pit turns. We could have derailed the train right now. We didn't think about it. Good thing I have luck as a skill.
So I think everybody out.
Yeah. Let's see if we can actually get the screamer away from the train. So if there are zombies attracted, they're attracted not to the train.
Mm-hmm. And then once everybody's out, I just want to try this. I want to stick the lever onto the train, starting at the bottom.
Okay.
And then moving it up to close and lock everything. And then I want to take it off.
All right. So, put the lever on the side. While you're inside, no, you just said you're waiting for everyone to leave.
From the
outside. So, put it on the outside of the cabin from the downward position. Pull it up. You hear just a lot of you recognize a lot of things closing. Vents, vats, probably small pipes inside. You basically completely locked down the train. The engine will need a lot to restart after this. You push it once more up, and then you hear this. Well, it's more like you feel it, this vibration in the train, just a shimmer, as if the entire train had vibrated because it received a call. So just like you don't notice anything different. You just felt that shiver and saw a little shimmer going all across it.
Okay, and then I will take the. Can I still see the shimmer? Is it like still visible?
It was just a brief shimmer, as if the entire train was just hit by a light that shimmered as the light swept over it.
I'm gonna try and open the door.
It's not opening. You can't even.
All right, and then
you can't even place your hand on the handle. You feel this force preventing you from touching the handle. It's been magically sealed.
And then I would like to take the lever off.
Cautiously, as you've been told, you take your time, slowly taking it off, and it's in your hand.
I'd try and open it again.
Just like before, you can't reach the handle. It is magically covered by some sort of sealing.
Well,
I really hope this can undo it on the way back. Okay, let's go.
Oh no, I locked my keys in the train.
Oh no, we left Jorg inside.
I hope he prepared good, Barry. And air bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And create or destroy water.
All right, so this took probably 30 seconds, so you still feel confident and you can start walking away.
All right. On the way out, can I identify? Can I see where the shed is? Similar to the one that the control shed.
Yeah, well, that's very similar and not really hard to notice. You look around and you see what is probably a tool shed, probably a small living quarter, and directly opposite to it, you see a shed with a broken window in front. which you recognize as being the window that usually people look out from. So the controls are probably in there if they're still operational.
All right, I want to dip in there real quick and see if they are probably or are.
Well, without...
I won't know until...
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to dip in there and see if I can turn around.
All right. Well, exactly like the other one, there is the window and there is a door to the side. The door still seems to be locked, but the window is broken. Although it's a locked shed, you can probably plow through it with your simple weight.
Yep.
Or you can give a treat to Raimi and ask audience to destroy the door.
No time.
Like, fine, you can rub your wood against the wood. We won't judge you.
All right. So, door or window?
Door.
All right. Go around. You give a good athletic roll.
I'll give you an athletics roll. We'll see if it's good. I haven't rolled above a 6 yet today.
You're a warrior.
Hey! 19.
All right. You look at the door. You're not so tough. Bam! You run inside. You run at it, and it's the oddest thing. You don't even feel the door. You see the door bursting. You see the fragments of wood just flying off. But you barely felt the door itself as you threw yourself through it.
It's like running through paper.
On the other side, there was a zombie. Or rather, there's a zombie on the floor. Because I used also your dice roll as a shove action. So he's down. I just go, reaching out to
Amy stabs it.
Yeah, can Raimi and I just kind of tear this thing to pieces?
Yeah, sure. Like I said when you entered, he's going to be called double tap Remy by the end of this. All right, strike at it.
Right. It's prone, right?
Right now, yes.
So, advantage?
I believe so.
So we'll use Great Weapon Master and Green Flame Blade.
Want to use a fireball with
that? A math 18 to hit.
No, that's enough.
For 27 slashing damage.
Okay.
And 5 fire damage.
You shove your sword in it as deep as it goes, twist a little bit, pull out. Part of his shoulder just rips off. You see the flame spreading. It's not moving right now.
And then, because I remember what Raimi said, I keep hitting it.
All right.
And the second one is going to be it's 24 to hit. That's for enough. 24 slashing damage.
All right. Second strike, you just shove your sword in his head and twist one side, twist the other side. You look at Remy for a moment. You pull it up, the head follows, and you just swing, and you see the head just go.
I think it's dead, Jim.
Yeah. Hey, audience, can you smash that head for me? And then I go look at the controls.
Like, you want me to turn the zombie into light?
I don't want you to get back up while I'm messing with this.
Okay, I think it's dead. Okay, I'll bop the zombie's body. My mace.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything, which you recognize as no.
It's dead.
The unlife has left it. It's no longer reacting.
It's dead, Fisher.
It's dead,
Cool.
Jim.
You got it.
I'm gonna mess with the controls. See if they work.
Is Toby actually still there?
Tobiyashi-chan?
Don't know.
Maybe he fell asleep.
Tobiyashi-san senpai? Kun? Sensei?
Maybe he went to the bathroom. Alright, so you look at the controls and...
I'm here. I was listening.
Okay. You just disappeared, so I was wondering, hey, what's happening?
I had to take care of this vampire that was in front of my house.
Yes, of
Trying
course.
to break in.
You know that as long as you don't invite them in, they can't actually come in.
Yeah, that's true, huh? Well,
Yeah,
my
they
nephew
just sit
invited
out
him,
there.
so I had to like fight him.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. That's okay. All right, so from your side, you saw this interesting scene where audience played golf with a head, and informed Fisher that it's dead. I can't turn it into light. Sounded a little bit disappointed, but it's okay. He knows more is coming.
He's going to fill his soul with light later.
Every breath. Sorry, I can't. I was going to make fun of guided meditations. I'm all for meditation, just not guided meditations. They make me laugh. They don't help me meditate. All right.
All right, I need everyone to breathe in deeply.
Yes.
Now then, open your butthole and breathe through that too. Fill your body entirely with air.
See the
And now
light that is your
release.
breath. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry for those who might be using guided meditations.
You need
That's
light or something? Is that what we're trying to...
Now everybody unlock the 7th gate.
no, that's not actually something you want to do. For those who might be wondering, I worked in a shop where they sold books and, more importantly, music. So I am entitled to make fun of some of them. I worked in there for 6 years. So... all right. You look at the control, and they feel in good order. Some elements seems to be damaged, but there seems to be minimal power reaching it. So it may be slow, but you think you can still operate the table using the controls. No light is telling you that the table is not operational. It is warning you that there is some damage to it, but not to the point of not being functional. So may be slow, and it may be slow and it may make some noise, but apparently you can do it all from the boot here.
Is this going to be something I can hit a button and leave, or is this going to be something I have to stick around for?
Well, this is the thing. You're going to have to be there to start it and to stop the motion. But in between, you don't need to be there.
Okay. In that case, I think we should just go. We can do it when we come back.
We out.
All right.
Everybody looks at Tobiyashi.
I'm just sitting in the corner. Hey guys, I found a can of corn.
Fisher, from inside of you hear, that's not what's written on it. So, from now,
so I think we're leaving.
It's actually a can of green peas. Or at least it was 150 years ago.
Yummy. From green to yellow.
Actually, no, I actually take that back because there actually are yellow peas.
So actually, Toby...
Remy, are you... Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Go ahead.
No, because
Okay,
I'm making fun of Tobiyashi. That's okay. You go first.
I was going to be like, Remy, are you summoning the horses for everyone?
So,
Or not for me, but for everyone else.
I think
Let's
this
get out
corn
of
is
the city
not bad.
first.
Remy's going to minor illusion the screamers.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
I mean...
get out of the city first.
Oh, I mean... Okay, we can just kill them, too. I thought we only heard one screamer.
We heard some, and the whole point of them is they are loud so other zombies show up.
Oh. And that's a bad thing. How? Okay, no, sorry, we'll leave it.
And that's a bad thing. How?
Probably, Remy, you have this little conflict inside of you where audience just says, and that's a bad thing, how? And you have your idea of the undead piling on top of the dome. First, just popping up in your mind.
Remy has now started running.
That's why audience say, oh, okay, no, that's okay. Because he saw you running. Alright, so you have a few avenues if you want to leave this place easily. I can take the map of the last station you did and force you to walk through this. Because it's going to be very similar. But I can also just tell you, the outside wall seems to be, the walls protecting from the outside seems to be in good order. So you have two main avenues. Well, three if you don't want to climb the walls. You can always walk back on the rails, which would allow you to just walk up over the wall and out. But there might be undeads arriving in that direction. Because you saw quite a lot of undead outside of the walls. There are two exits. Three doors out in total of this little village. One to the north, one to the east, and one to the south. The one to the north is very close to the railroad. So most likely where the zombies, well, at least part of them are going to try and get inside of town, those who noticed you as you were arriving. But fortunately, your cloud made it so that less of them are going to be following it. Or you have the door leading outside to the east, which is directly where you want to go. It's not that big of a problem if you summon the horse outside of the village. It's just a way out. Or went to the south, which you have no idea what's on the other side of that door. The door you know, the door you want, or the door you don't know.
The party's gonna have to really think about that.
I mean, how tall is the wall? Can you be on top of it, or is it like a palisade where it's just?
It's probably 40 feet high, enough to keep most undead out. There's good lord, what is it called in English again?
Rampart?
Yeah. Protruding outward, so that any zombie who can actually climb won't be able to just climb in and jump. It's made of stone, not of wood.
Why don't we just use your rope, audience, and get out? I guess would that actually be any faster? Just way to a wall.
Doing?
Audience?
Aw.
Fisher was talking to you.
I missed the last thing you said. I think I cut it.
I mean, we could just use your.
Yeah, no, I was saying. Okay, that's what I thought you were saying. I just wasn't sure. Yeah, we can just use my rope to go over if we need to.
Let's just do that.
Audience was looking at the zombies arriving over there. What did you say? What?
We can't stay? You sure?
Yeah.
Damn it.
All right. Here, I'll get out my rope. We'll go over the wall.
Actually, Raimi's going to point to himself and hold up one talon.
Raimi will go over the wall. The rest of us will stay here and fight the zombies.
Sounds good to me.
What's up, Raymond?
Raimi's going to point to himself. He's going to make.
You're a screamer? Oh my god, I knew it.
What?
Oh, don't ask me.
I can't help.
It's like Raimi's going to like with one of his bracers, just like let one of the daggers like fly out. He's gonna make a, and then like let it slide back into the other one.
I think Raimi's gonna make a distraction.
That's probably a good idea. Go for it.
Okay, let's go climb the wall while Remy makes a distraction and then climbs the wall.
So everyone climbs the wall and Remy stays behind to fight the undead.
I think Remy's making a distraction. I don't think he's staying to fight. Alright. Climb wall, rise into the air, and wrap themselves around the parapet's peak.
Interesting. I think I'm going to ask that you say this every time.
Peak of the plateau.
No, please don't ask me to say that.
Sam, just record that. Say it again. Record it on your phone and just play it. That way you don't have to say it.
No, that's a Kenku thing.
Don't take my thing, man.
It's the only thing he has.
All right, so you go toward the wall and you can hear the screamers in the distance getting closer and closer every moment. You arrive at the wall and you say the magic word. Come on, say it.
No. That was the one time.
The rope moves up, attaches itself. You can climb rather easily.
I roll.
I believe you said...
Not it. Nat 1.
Alright.
I just was seeing if I rolled a nat 1 on climbing the rope.
Well, I think you said that your rope makes it...
It gives you advantage.
Oh, just advantage.
It does.
Okay.
It just gives you advantage.
Sorry. Okay.
So you can't roll a natural 1 unless you roll 2
that's
ones.
True. If you want my actual either acrobatics or athletics, whatever it was a 23. But
so once again, audience turn and start climbing the rope, and Remy takes one peek at audience as he's climbing the rope and his shirt rips, and he turns toward the enemy with a smile on his face and goes for his distraction. So, how exactly does Remy want to do this distraction?
Well, it's like, Remy does plan on, like, essentially, like, running semi lengthwise with the wall.
Okay.
Wait, actually, this might be better. Just like, because Remy could climb the wall first, be on top of the wall, then start running along the wall because he can.
Well, technically, Tobiashi can also, and I think he'd like it.
Yes. I mean, it's Tobiashi's decision to run with Remy, but like,
I'll run with Remy.
But he's at the very least not going to make himself immediately accessible to like zombies like looking to say hello. Like, yeah, so he actually will come up first. Then he's going to start running along the wall until he is a good, at least like a few 100 feet away.
Okay.
And then he's going to, it's like using a charge from one of his bracers, just throw one of the I guess one of the better buildings would be, were there any particular like stone buildings?
Most of the buildings inside of the island chains are made of stone. Usually it's the wood, the floors and the roof that are made out of wood.
Okay. In which case, like, Remy's going to go a few 100 feet away, and then he's going to make sure to throw the exploding dagger inside of one of the stone buildings, so that the sound extra reverberates in that building.
Okay. All right. And you want to make the sound so you don't... You throw the dagger. No, I was just wondering, do you leave the stealth pin on the bracelet or not?
Oh no, we're making that thing as loud as possible.
Okay. It's good, it's good. So you look at the building.
Always assume that if the plan is to make noise, that I have removed the safety pin.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Because so far you've never used this with the safety pin inside. I'm just waiting for the moment where you're actually gonna do it, because you know when your bracelet recharges, loud boom. When the pin is on, it's different. So I'm just eagerly waiting for the moment. So
I'm honestly waiting for the fight where it's most appropriate. But the problem is that every time I'm about to want to use it, one of our party members gets right up in there. It's just like, mother fuck.
I remember that now.
Sorry, I like
every fight.
Like sword.
You know, at this point, it's their risk. They're gonna get hit by it. It's fine.
It's like, can't you just use a glaive once in a while?
All right, so you look at this building, you throw the dart toward it, and you hear this, and it reverberates a little, gets out of the building, bounces off a few of the remnant of building outside. You can even think you heard it bounces off the wall itself. You immediately hear an answer from a scream, then a second one, then a third one, then a fourth one. All start converging toward where that explosion was. How far exactly can you throw the dagger?
It's like I can do it out to I believe it's just 60 feet.
60 feet.
It's like, but that's why I'm on top of the wall.
All right, so hearing that, you have to know, okay, right, a lot of people are coming right now. So
yeah, and Remy starts running away from that.
As you're running back toward you, see Tobiyashi running toward you. Because he said he wanted to run with you.
Well, if I seen what he was doing as I get up towards the wall, I could just jump over and meet with the rest of everyone.
All right, you all hear this very loud boom resonating everywhere. You even think you see a building slightly shaking from it. Probably the building that Remy aimed in. And then it wasn't a big building, but it was sort of round. So, interesting acoustics. From a villager point of view, well, actually, Tobiyashi, you'd probably be the one who would most easily identify what this might have been. Because it's Dragonborn don't really... Anyways. Probably Remy sent his dagger inside of a... what would pass as a grain silo.
No. Okay.
Close enough to the walls. People would simply come and put their harvest in there and go back home. So you see this flood of zombies starting to move, and you hear the screamers going that direction, and you decide that Remy is running in the right direction, so you turn around and you run with him toward the rest of the party. As the rest of the party just hear this, and suddenly, feels like a good moment to climb the wall, get out, wait outside. But I'm not going to force you to do it.
That's our keep it on the horses and go.
Mm-hmm.
I think you see fishes. All right, audience, let's climb the wall. Audience, we're leaving.
Go. There's plenty more outside, I promise.
He's like pulling him by the ear over the wall.
What ear?
Yeah, I don't think.
Ear hole. He just put his finger in there and like grabbed him. Like, come on, we're going this way.
I think they're much too big for that.
By the horn.
Yeah, he's got horns. If we rely on the image behind him, he's got horns. All right, so you climb up the walls.
Yep.
All right. I just want a confirmation from audience.
Yep.
Okay. You never know. As long as you didn't say yes, you might actually decide to go back. Tobiyashi's done it several times in the past, so. All right. Turn around, climb up the walls. When you arrive on top, you see Remy arriving, Tobiyashi arriving, Fisher just looking down on the other side and waiting for you to give him the rope or just throw the rope on the other side. This is when you start seeing the slow-moving wave of undead and the 4 screamers rushing toward the wall, just jumping and shoving themselves in there. You have this moment of, oh, that must have hurt. Well, it would have hurt if it was alive. They literally slam themselves on the walls and Fisher, you have this moment of, oh, now I understand why it damaged the engine the first time. Ouch. But they don't seem to be able to climb the wall. As a matter of fact, as they're trying to climb the wall, it feels like the wall have a slight shimmer to them. As if something had been made to make sure that undeads really can't have easy access above the wall. So they're all there, just staring at you, screaming, trying to get up, jumping as high as they can, but not 40 feet high. Do you throw the rope on the other side?
No, I jump.
I feel like everyone is slightly asleep. Are you all okay?
I mean, I could jump. It's a snowdrift. They're high snowdrifts, right? Oh, no, wait. I have Magna. Magna, jump. You're a snow leopard. You know how to land in snow.
How did she climb up? Did you shove her into your dimensional space?
She's a cat. She can climb a wall.
40 feet wall? Okay. Well, you know, proportionally speaking, yeah. I don't know. I've never seen a puma jump a 40 feet wall.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna get on Magna's back and be like, jump for freedom.
Alright, so on top of the wall, you see this. You jump on Magna and you ask her to jump down 40 feet into a pile of snow that is no more than 4 feet thick.
Did he pick up
4 feet
the
thick?
rope?
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah,
thick.
I did pick up the rope.
Okay, and then you're jumping.
No, I do realize I just abandoned everybody.
Seeing him jump, I am going to also jump, and if I can, toss, encourage Toby with me and Jorg, who's here, and then cast Featherfall.
Toby actually can jump that easily.
Yeah.
He's a monk.
Easy. And I have my silk to help me if I needed it.
Right. Oh, then I'm gonna jump and toss Jorg, and then cast Featherfall on us.
Tossed.
You turn,
I just run vertically down the wall, okay, guys?
you turn around, grab Jorg, and just as you're about to shove it, he turns into Sparrow and just flies off.
I like to imagine the Fisher is about to go for an RKO like Randy Orton just off the top ropes with Jorg.
No, but it's
and
the
then
perfect
slow mo.
It's the perfect situation. It's a perfect situation. You're the Fisher's there. Ah, come on. All right, Tobiashi, and he just sees Tobiashi jumping out. Right, monk. Ah, Jorg, come on. And he just sees turn into a bird and fly up. Remy?
Fine, I guess you guys don't need me.
I just don't fall that hard. Sorry, Victor.
No, you just don't fall that fast.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, I guess I can always roll, but unless I roll all 6, I'm pretty sure you can just shrug off this.
I think it's 30. I could do it for 30, right?
Yeah. 16 points of the fall damage. Yeah, you should just shrug it off.
Yeah, I can do it, yeah.
He gracefully falls to the ground, right beside the audience in Magna. He looks up and he sees the sparrow flying down and turning back into a person.
My silk is floating in the air as I'm doing it.
There's this gentle music as you're falling.
And then we see Fisher just cannonball into the
Superhero land onto the ground.
Slowly cannonball. I cast Featherfall.
Superhero landing.
If it makes you feel better, Randy would have jumped at the same time as Fisher.
Thank you. I'm looking out for everybody, and they're like, nah, we don't need you.
Nah,
Get out of here.
If for no other reason than just for the briefest of moments, Randy can pretend he's flying.
Yeah, this moment. Thank you, Remy. I appreciate it. You cast Featherfall. You jump and you just see him go. Oh, that's right. That's what he wanted. It's not being my friend. It's just having the impression of flying.
You hear Jorg say he almost looked like a real bird for a minute there.
Classic Jorg.
The worst of it is that it's right on brand for Jorg.
Like, hey, Sparrow Jorg, the playtest version isn't official yet, so you can't talk in your wild shape.
And I'm not gonna allow that. Don't worry. So you all fall down in your own way, looking out. Oh, all right. That's interesting. That's fun. You know, an entire day of not being challenged to save our lives. Oh, that's fun. It's cool. It's nice. You know, once in a while. It's like having a break.
What are you talking about? 2 of them almost died.
Yeah, that's half a day ago. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in the past.
Try the past 2 hours.
Well, 3. All right.
On the road again.
Yeah. Sorry. So you walk away from the village.
We're off the rails.
Off the rails and off the road.
All right, guys, we get in the stream now. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, I think everyone was a little bit tired today. I mean, there was a lot of jokes, but you know, I'm not gonna complain.
I'm preemptively tired.
You're preemptively tired.
Yeah, I have jury selection tomorrow morning.
Damn.
Yeah. It's friggin' Avery moved out. They sent him a jury summons, but he doesn't live here anymore. So he got out of it, and then they sent me one.
Damn, all right.
I'm blaming it on him.
You know, just like when they call your name. By the way, I'm just like really racist.
No, some people, some of them want that.
And just letting you know, I think that those people shouldn't have the right to be alive.
No.
Nice, thanks.
Oh, no,
I'm going back
no.
home.
No, you underline it with, I'm really racist against white people.
There you go.
No, you should walk in and be like, just to let everyone know, I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual. So is this person a Libra, Taurus, Aquarius?
It's very important. It will be the only thing contributing to my
Will be the
decision.
only factor.
Well, it's,
And what retrograde is the moon in right now?
oh,
By the way, I'm the guy that puts 1-ply tissue paper in every restaurant bathroom. We just need to get this guy out of here.
No, you just start saying everything in the room needs to be made out of recycled paper. Even the table. All right. So, like I was starting to say, you all look so tired tonight. I think you all had a very hard week, I think. Well, next episode's going to be more exciting.
We get to journey through
Well,
wilderness.
Just a small town girl. Living
actually,
in a lonely world.
next episode, you should be arriving at your destination within an hour because of Remy's horses. So...
You underestimate our talking.
Yes, but I actually want the story to move along. That's why. You know,
Right.
think of our audience. Think of those watching. We have a good 20 people watching every week. Well, at least that's what Twitch records. 30 if you count the rebroadcast. We at least have to give them something.
Don't just think of the audience. Think of audience.
Audience.
Yep, audience has a evil undead construct to fight.
All right. So, like I said, you go. Like you said, you go off the road. You go off the rail, and isolate yourself for a little bit. It's very wide open space. A lot of people have been drawn by the explosion, so Remy has time to ritually cast his 2 horses. His 2 horses go much faster than Audience's Magna. So, Audience and Fisher on 1 horse, and Tobiashi and Remy... No, I mean, Audience and Fisher, each one on a horse. And Tobiashi and Remy, you decide with who you want to share a ride.
I don't think that's a question.
Well, you could try and fight
starts
Remy.
even looking at Audience's direction, and like there's like a really there's an itching on the back of
I can feel it in my spine.
Tobiashi's back.
He's already stabbed me in the back. I just don't realize there's a knife in my back.
And then George look at all of you and say, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna turn into a mouse again."
Actually, part of me wants to think that Raimi has like taken like 3 levels into Samurai Fighter just so he can have the flavor of just like slowly putting the dagger back into the sheath and then Tobiashi exploding with blood.
Hey Fisher, is there a bug on my back? There's just like 3 knives stabbing me in the spine.
Got something on my back.
Yeah, I'm sure you're fine.
Actually, what happened is that Raimi actually took a few levels in Monk, and he was actually able to target a few of Tobiashi's key points. His actual key points.
They're gone.
Permanently.
All right.
Correct.
Well, with this, we end today's stream with Remy finalizing the enchantment. I believe it's 1 horse, and then 10 minutes later, another horse. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. So
No, technically 11, but you know.
So 22 minutes after. God damn it! It's long. Audience looks at all of the at the village that you just led. I had time to do something. It's 20 minutes. It's long. Maybe I should go back.
Who says audience didn't do anything?
Yeah.
It was off camera though.
Okay.
Well, look.
Audience just comes back just covered in blood. All right, we're ready to go. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Wait, where would you get the blood? They're undead.
Oh,
It's coagulated blood.
Is that why they were screaming, "Stop! I'm alive"? No, I'm
And this is where we end tonight's episode.
Somebody please help!
Oh, good lord. Okay, good heavens. Campfire. It's gonna help relax everyone. Alright, well. This is the end of today's episode. Slightly weird episode.
Slightly.
Okay, so thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. We hope you'll be there
We only
next.
sometimes kill innocent civilians.
Just sometime. Well, so far only 1 person in the group has done this, and he's currently petting a cat. So.
Which is very adorable, but
Still doesn't erase your sin.
But yeah, it does. Automatically erased.
All
Now
right.
she's gonna attack.
So,
Okay. All right. Here it comes.
thank you for being there. Thank you for watching. we hope you'll be there next week, next Wednesday or next Friday if you watch the rebroadcast. As always, if you enjoyed the show, please support the stream. It helps tremendously, and you can do this by following us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You can leave a comment, you can leave a like. Well, YouTube, why not follow? It's actually only have 23 people following on YouTube. Can be nice. It really doesn't cost anything, I believe. So, and of course, you can also make donations. Become a Patreon. And subscribe on Twitch. That also helps. Well, it helps me, mostly, because it gives me a little bit more money. And if you can't do any of those things, well, you can always simply help us by spreading the word of this channel to as many people as you can. Get them to come. Make them speak in the chat. Think of Alan V. Here's alone half of the episodes. She needs friends. It's for her you're doing it. And a little bit for us. But, yeah, that's it. So, thank you for watching. Hope we'll see you next week. Who knows? 3 raiders or more. We may be raiding Tobiashi if he plays Dungeons & Dragons again. If not, the Dungeons & Dragons channel. If we don't even get 3 raiders, well, the Tobiashi again. So, there's a decent chance we'll raid Tobiashi.
But if we get 3 waiters, then we'll go to a Twitch cooking channel.
Now that's interesting. You're gonna have to send me the result. Now that's it. Thank you for watching. As always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.